Dude, it's not enough time. I need my 5 minutes back. Still making the post inside of our Discord. I mean, our Telegram.
We always get here.
I know. I just like we started a little late today, so I didn't want to you know what I mean. I didn't want to put a 5 minute on a 10 minute delay.
I know. But we're back. We are back. It's a new week. It's a new day. Stop being and lock the in people, because why not, right? Why not? I am okay. I woke up today. Yesterday was very relaxing. I had the chance to, kind of chill out, drop out all the tasks. I was like, I'm not doing anything today. I'm just chilling here.
I know.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I disappear from the actual signs of Web3, and today I woke up super excited, super happy, because this is going to be a great topic. I mean, regulation versus hype. I think a lot of people have been talking about all these RWAs, the regulations like the Genius Act and the Clarity Act, and so many things that are happening in Web3. And how are we scaling into being part of traditional finance, right? And I am super excited because I think Avalanche has been like really dropping this, so many updates through all these months about how much they're doing in terms of really focus into this kind of new retail market. I don't know, this new thing. And we're going to talk about it. So how are you, Venho?
I'm good. I am another year older today.
Oh my God. Should we actually sing happy birthday?
No.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to sing happy birthday for Van Ho because she, am I ready?
Are you going to sing? I feel like I should sing with you.
Oh, okay.
When people are singing you happy birthday, you're like,
we do it all the time for so many people. So it is your turn to get your actual happy birthday, but because it's you, I'm gonna do it in Spanish.
Oh, español. Por aquí, por favor.
Should I do it in mariachi? Oh my God, there's so many options. I don't know even what to
mariachi?
Say.
Cha-cha-cha.
No, I think, did I click this one? I don't know if I have ever clicked this one.
I got these Hello Kitty strawberry cookies. So good. Okay. I wish I could give you one.
Let's go. Ooh, with all in balloon. You're ready?
Happy birthday!
Cumpleaños feliz. Deseamos a ti que los cumplas feliz. Que los cumplas feliz. It's like 1 hour length.
Is it really? Thank you.
Oh my God.
I'm so cracking up. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm so shy. I'm like, when people are singing you happy birthday and you're just sitting there like.
But how you cannot be shy? It's your birthday.
I want to sing with people. Like I'm, the person that's having the birthday isn't doing no words. They really should have thought through that.
I know. Hold on. I'm gonna join the arena from here. Ooh, hi everyone.
Hi guys.
This is so cool. Okay. Awesome. So let's continue, with this segment. I'm really, I'm excited. Do you have anything you want to say before we start with this regulatory maze? You want to say something, Benho?
What's good, Web3 fam? Welcome to Build Mode Coffee Break, where we cut through the crypto noise and vibe with the tech shaping tomorrow. I'm your co-host, Vincent Van Ho, and
This is Lua Cantu on Twitter. Well, X. Sorry, Ellen. Today we're going to be tackling, into this banger, which is regulation versus hype. And I wanted to touch a little bit of ground on how Avalanche is building sovereign chains that don't just dream big, but they deliver with compliance built in. Are we ready? Because literally, are we ready for that?
while some of these projects are chasing them viral pumps and crash on the red tape, Avalanche's subnets or L1s, because there's two, are out here rewriting the rules. We're diving into why regulatory logic is the secret sauce for real adoption and not just your average everyday memes.
Yes. So please just like grab your coffee and let's get unchained because like not unhinged. A lot of people here getting unhinged. We are gonna get unchained. Okay.
Do you have your coffee? Do you have your bevy of choice?
I have my actual coffee.
We're friends. I can't. Luana had this like overnighted to my house with this Regina George shirt, and I fucking love it. Like the most softest autistic flavor of fabric I could ever describe. So it's like so
She
soft.
loves that.
I love it. I slept in it last night,
I know.
It just feels good on the skin.
It feels I saw it and it said like it's soft. I read a lot of comments that said it's soft. And I really said like
I didn't lie. It's so soft.
I love when the t-shirts are soft. I have a t-shirt, people. I have a t-shirt. Chill out. I have an actual.
It's the third stream, Luana, where I'm like,
I love to wear strapless, and so I guess
good.
It's just comfortable.
I couldn't do completely strapless. We got the Regina George vibes. I posted this on my Twitter today. Who wore it better? Me, bitch.
Yes, you did for sure. Me, I'm here just like bringing, I don't know, vibes. But let's continue with the segment, number one, which is going to be this regulatory maze. So we're going to talk a little bit, but Ben is going to kick it off.
Let's do this. All right, let's kick it off.
Yes.
Blockchains are all about freedom, decentralized, borderless, pseudonymous.
Yes.
But in 2025, regulators are like, nah, you got to play by our rules. But what's the biggest hurdle for Web3 projects right now?
And I think that is one of like the biggest things is the compliance clash that I think is kind of taking over because you have KYC, you have the AML, kind of like like KYC. It's, I will say, like something that means know your customer. Mm-hmm. And then you have AML, which is anti-money laundering. So there's like these two kind of like, parts of, I will say like a cycle in terms of a reputation system, right? Reputation system for projects or platforms to know who their customer is and also to see like if there is in any case any money laundering. In TradeFi, they are mandatory, right? All projects on TradeFi are mandatory, but permissionless chains, it's a completely different things. And sometimes this can be kind of like the biggest hurdle for the regulatory systems that are happening right now and how to fix this chaos. So if we look at, for example, Binance, there's 4.3 billion fine in 23. I think that's when, kind of SEC shut down with notices to many of those dApps. And the question was like, why? A lot of people were like, why? Because they were applying regulatories by adding, their blockchains probably in different sectors, not in US, like funding them here. But that's the funny part of it. In the actual system of blockchains don't care about borders, but laws like GDPR in Europe or the US Bank Secrecy Act, they do care about these borders. So when we hype on certain things, I think that this is what makes it kind of difficult, because we have to remember what happened in 2021 with the NFT boom, billions in volume, but most projects were ignored, securities or IP laws, leading to a lot of crackdowns, by 2024. Now, chain analysis says that 70% of last year's DeFi exploits were tied to a regulatory blind spot. And what happens is that you can just code a dApp and pray, you know? It has to have a regulatory proof. And I think that this is kind of like where we're going to start going into this topic. Because I think this is really the actual sauce right now for new projects to kind of start viewing down into what they're going to have to prepare themselves with their projects, right?
Yeah, it's almost like giving it like a lot of hype and then coming down like a sugar rush. Feels good for a minute and then you like completely crash out. So some chains are flipping the script, and I'm hearing the Avalanche is one of them. So spill the tea. What's their deal?
So it's not that just one chain. I think it's like the whole ecosystem where you actually build your own L1s with custom rules. So think as compliance, it's actually getting cooked from the beginning, and it's not just duct taped on, right? And I think this is what we talked about before, because if we unpack the next, probably a lot of people just talk about making a regulation feature that I think that is what, and this is like the big chaos is that those things are still not fully described. I will say, like, it's not fully there. So we're going to kind of see this projects kind of come up with different things. Also, the more that we open doors to trade fight, people to be able to have access to commodities and all those different access, right? Like normal trading finance, and more companies from now getting posted on NASDAQ, that's where we're going to start seeing, definitely a better idea of how these regulatory laws are going to start taking action on projects. Oh, everybody commenting.
I know. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I'm trying to keep up with you because I'm like, I'm not as educated on this topic, right? And then I'm like trying to read the comments and I'm like going back and forth. But
yes, I know.
basically, though, builders, if you're sketching your next project, then you need to listen up to this next part, because compliance isn't the enemy, it's your moat. Stay locked in because we're about to dive into Avalanche's secret sauce. That sounds dirty. Sorry.
So I actually had like I was reviewing a lot of the recent spaces that Avalanche actually, was talking about. And then I crashed into this one, which is Money Moves, where capital connects DeFi with private credit. And I found this like very interesting because it's kind of going into how we are moving into this, new sector, and how Avalanche is actually trying to embrace this, bridge between TradeFi and, actual happy Monday, Cynthia.
I love her.
So we're going to talk about it. We're going to listen. I know this is like 57 minutes and 36, but we're going to go a little bit into what's happening with this. So
just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit. Let's go for it.
We're just getting started with another episode of Money Moves. Excited to get this going. So, Morgan, I will let you take it away. Welcome back to hosting Money Moves.
Thanks. It's been a little bit. I know we got Olivia in the mix, which is great. But definitely excited to host this latest episode of Money Moves in general, but especially with our awesome guests who I'm so excited to have here. And we'll definitely get into talking about who everyone is, the projects that they're working on, what they're building, and especially kind of what they're building and bringing to the Avalanche ecosystem, which really marks a lot of net new partners and capabilities and assets and funds. So definitely excited to kind of get into all of that.
Before we continue, I want to say that if you guys want to actually learn more about how all this is happening, I will let you go and follow Morgan Kudpretsky. She is part of Ava Labs, and she's basically the one who is connecting with all those like different trade fi companies. So she
I
talks
love
about it
her.
all the time, and she's incredibly like she's a genius. So I will tell you to just go and see a little bit. I'm going to go to this part where they actually showcase let me see if I can see it because there's one part, but let's see.
Financial, which you may have heard of. And at Grove, we're building a protocol to basically be a programmable allocation engine that's bridging institutional capital and on-chain financial markets. And really excited to kind of be here, be partnering with Avalanche, another ecosystem actor that's highly focused on bringing institutions into DeFi. There's been a lot of kind of headwinds over the past few years, notwithstanding the regulatory challenges, but also technical, legal hurdles. And we've been focused for a long time at Steakhouse before Grove Labs on bringing RWAs on the blockchain in various different forms. Sometimes partnering with tokenization platforms like Centrifuge, but other times routing this capital into these off-chain credit vehicles completely outside of tokenization rails, which is not really the reason that we got into crypto in the first place. We want to see all assets tokenized and brought on chain, and we know that Avalanche shares that same vision. So very excited to kind of be partnering with a blockchain that has such a heavy institutional focus, and looking forward to kind of building together in the next 3 to 6 months at least.
So this is kind of like what they were talking about is like how now they're trying to build and really try to tokenize and make this, private credit vehicles inside Avalanche, and how this money moves special is very interesting because here is where you can actually see that not only the narrative, because I feel like a lot of other ecosystems has been also updating themselves into it now. They're talking about it. Base have been talking about it. Solana is also talking about it and kind of like getting their cars in together. But we're seeing that Avalanche was one of like the first ones that were really in talks with like, this type of vehicles to allow more the bridge between TradeFi and blockchain to kind of like unify together. So I'm really excited for learning more about where, this capital really connects between, DeFi and the TradeFi factors. And I think this is why we're going to our segment number 2.
Good, because I have questions and I'm like, can you educate me on this? Because I know that if I'm a little bit lost, this isn't a topic I'm normally into. You're such a great explainer. So I know that there's probably other people in the crowd too. So educate me on this as we get into it so I can understand a little bit better.
Yes, of course, of course. Okay, so perfect. So in this segment, we're gonna go into avalanche subnets or L1s.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, these are kind of like the stars.
Okay.
And we're gonna picture this like you're building a blockchain, but instead of actually forking some code, you get a Lego kit to customize everything.
Okay.
Okay, that is Avalanche basically. It really works as like that it brings all the tools, you're able to build it and all those things. This is like the Avalanche sovereign age. When you go into other ecosystems and you're trying to build your project, usually you will build on top of that layer. There's also toolkits and you will be able to kind of like scale your project, but it's different when you're building your own economic system than when you're building just a project on top of a layer.
Mhm. Okay.
Why? Because in one, you're working under an actual existent economic, feature. But when
Okay.
you have sovereignty, that means that you're going to build that. That's why when, for example, game studios come here, and when in the ecosystem, and they're trying to launch a game, right, there are requests that they have to, if they want to launch an L1 and be their own sovereign, so their game can actually be autonomous, they will have to build their own economy, and
Okay.
that's why they need a token.
Okay. Okay.
So that way, that economy can be drive or drove by itself,
Okay.
and kind of have their own sovereignty, right? They're by
Okay.
themselves, they're autonomous. When that doesn't happen, that means that you're just building on top of the layer. That means that you can have just a subnet, like you
Okay.
just add your dApp and just utilize AVAX to do most of the transactions, and you basically will earn on your project a percentage of those fees, right?
Okay. Mhm.
Which is different than when you have a token,
Right. Okay. I
right?
think
So
I think
now
I
you get it. Now the legislation, it's different in both instances, because in here your dApp is working under your own, under an actual economy that is based by AVAX. Let's put it
Mhm.
this way, right? But when you're coming and you're building an L1 and you have an whole economy by itself, you kind of have to kind of feel what's going to be the regulations that are going to fall under your project. And you need to have a lot of, like, legal support and insurance, and understand that whatever you're creating, if it's going to be an L1, you are major, you're someone that is building a token.
Mhm.
So you're going to be responsible for that. And
Right.
that's when the Genius Act and Clarity Act adds, is that token going to be a security or not? Is going to be a security because it's on AVAX or not? Do you have availability to become security? Like that's where we're going into. And I think that that's like, we a lot of people talk about regulation, but a lot of people are not able to kind of like fragment it in a way that people will be able to understand why it's so important. It's not only about the bridge with TradeFi. I
Okay.
think it's how we are going to, create, in a legal way, without having founders building in the United States and then, you know, going to jail because they built something that is now not a security. You
Got
don't have that risk, right?
Mhm.
So that's kind of the situation. Sorry, I'm going to check on that cat. I'll be right
Hug that cat, it needs attention, said Funky Beats. All caps, no lowercase.
Hold on, she's running away from me. Yeah, she wants to go somewhere.
She doesn't want the hugs, Funky Beats.
She doesn't want the hugs. She wants
The
literal
nugs.
attention. Okay, and I cannot do that now. It's not. It's not. I cannot. I'm not able. But we're gonna continue. So, okay, let's start. So you understood a little bit of the primary network, right?
Yes. So I understand primary. I just don't understand fully subnets, right? Because I know that there's, one side or another. But now that you've cleared that up, I can kind of put it into perspective. So, like, the Avalanche primary network is like a mothership, right? 3 chains working together. You have the X chain, the P chain, and the C chain. And so, but the real juice L1s, that's where I get confused because we add more layers on top. And so spinning up your own blockchain with L1s, you pick the rules, the gas tokens, and even who validates them.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And when you talk about those 3 chains, X chain really handles most of the assets. The P chain is definitely for staking and validators. And then you have the C chain, which is your EVM hub for smart contracts.
Okay.
So those 3 are biggest part of the technology inside Avalanche. And that's kind of like how it works. So with AvaCloud, for example, you can launch an L1 in like 16 minutes.
Oh, wow. Crazy
Super
fast.
fast. Super fast. Say you're building for tokenized bonds. So
Okay.
you set a KYC for validators, right?
Okay.
You start adding zero knowledge privacy, and then you align fees with security laws. That's compliance from day one. And the Aetna upgrade in 2024 is slashed almost 99% of those costs, dropping the AVAX stake from non-primary validators to zero.
Okay.
That's why enterprises right now are jumping in. Like you remember that one that we saw that it was like tracking all FEMA funds on
Yes.
Avalanche, right? So I think that's kind of like a good example for that one.
Okay. Okay. Hold up though. But doesn't locking it down mean it kills the decentralization like vibe?
No, because that can be put as elastic. And I want to say, so L1s pull from Avalanche 1,000 validators,
Okay.
1,000 plus validators. So you can start permission for compliance, then open up as you scale. So in 2025, 50 plus L1s launched in between gaming, RWAs, you name it. Even like warp messaging,
Okay.
you know, it actually allows your L1 to swap data or assets with the C chain and others without having a sketchy bridge. Because, like when I was working for Octopus, I remember Octopus Network, um, we wanted to build a bridge in that time that will allow um, projects on L2 layers to come to have access to near protocol, because in that time I was participating with near protocol,
Yeah.
and they were working with composable to build this bridge, but it cost a lot of money because layer 2 works with different languages and layer 1, and in that time it was kind of like difficult. There was not a lot of people really understanding the bridge complexity between peer to pair, and so it was hard, and they were like almost unable to make this bridge happen in that time. And I know when you mean about not, sketchy bridges.
Yeah.
Bridges are so important because that's
Yeah.
where money flows, and you have to like have layers of security so you cannot be attacked by multiple spam scams and all those bots, hackers. They are like constantly going there so they can take those blocks out.
Yeah.
So it has to be actually built with a lot. It's scary.
It
It's a
is
scary thing.
scary. But I actually just saw a post on this, and I'm glad that I saw this because now it's connecting the dots because the TVL is at 9.89 billion. It's up 37% since the QOQ in August. That's not hype, that's traction. So let's now talk about real world wins.
Yes. So let's start with our segment 3, which we talk about real adoption. And I think this one is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. All right, Lua. While some chains are out here pumpkin tokens, I said pumpkin. It's pumpkin spice latte season, y'all. I got a little bit of that in here. But Avalanche is landing real deals. So what's popping in the Avalanche ecosystem?
So I think that one of them is take tokenized assets. Right now we have 188 million in our in RWAs on Avalanche in 2025, and it's up actually, 64%. We also have the FIFA's loyalty program that is happening on Avalanche. We have Wyoming's testing state stablecoin for payroll and all invoice and all of that. And even we have the U.S. Commerce Department actually publishing GDP data on chain. We have hit, daily Texans in I think has been like 1.5 million. So there is a lot of things in terms of like how we are building this tokenization adoption and how we're bridging, these two worlds. Because for a very long period, we talk, oh, all these projects are going to be the bridge between Web3 and Web2. How can we do it?
Right. And honestly, like I'm starting to think about it, like, Avalanche's slogan is like where capital connects, right? And that's
Mhm.
really important because 19.5 million daily transactions, 20.9 billion monthly volume, that is passing Solana in some metrics. And so comparing that to other chains, like what is the difference?
Well, that it's very funny, but like I think that is where we go into our title. Is it regulation versus hype?
Right.
So we have seen that a lot of the marketing campaigns most of the time has been just hype it for a minute, get some momentum, and then after that you will sell that.
Yeah.
And when in terms of this, I think like, pump your TVL with airdrops, and then, you just going to watch it tank because people are going to want to get their gains. And if there is not enough market cap to fill up all those bags, then yeah, it's going to tank. Avalanche growth has been, for me, kind of organic, even though our price has been going, and it has influx and kind of like deflux so much. Like we have seen it going from 60 all the way to 40, and then all the way to 12, and then back to 20, and then kind of got stuck there between 20 to 25. And now we're starting to see kind of like a lot of things building some traction, but it's not like a huge traction. It's building a resistance wall, and it's happening with allocation, and it's a slowly in motion. We have seen a lot of stablecoin really taken over, of course, because there is an increase on also like all those ETFs. And we are seeing that those pools in terms of USDC and AVAX are really rolling out pretty good. So there's a lot of action in terms of like how much influx from USDC is entering to AVAX. We also have Scaramucci with this 300 million that went to actual stable coins. We saw a lot of these things, and sorry for my cat. But games like Off the Grid also have like, build this, tokenized equities with Dinery. And even
Yeah.
Visa is settling stable coins. So
I
I
saw
think that
that.
it's about real money on compliant rails. And I just think that you having accessibility to have your card with AVAX. And I know that not is not yet ready for all countries, because that's exactly where I go with compliance. That's exactly where I go with regulations. Even though we're actually driving with Visa, there is still some regulations not allowing to go in every single state or every single country. So I just want to see what, how this is going to evolve and how fast it will come this be part of adoption.
Oh, my sweet play just got here, guys. Sorry. Let me yell at my kids.
What is this? He says, no, really though. My cat is fine, although she has entered princess mode since she's 1 year old. Ah.
That's cute.
Aw.
I'm like, no
My
mo.
listen,
FOMO.
my cat has an actual official helper, but the official
Me.
helper is busy right now. That's what's happening. But it will come. It will come soon. The official helper. No worries.
Getting back on track though. I was just thinking, like, after you got done talking, my favorite show, it's like no mo FOMO. Just
No
flow.
FOMO.
So
No
now,
FOMO.
no mo FOMO. Oh my god, thank you so much.
Oh my god.
What's in here?
Oh, are you gonna open it?
I need to make a video. So
Oh, okay.
I can't yet, but oh my god, I'm so excited. I had to pay $120 to customs to get it here. What shit is that? I already paid $600 for it.
One
And
question.
then
One question. What project is this box coming from?
Sui Network.
Ooh. Ooh!
It is the Sui Play.
No way.
So I can, you know what? Okay. Before we get to our ad break, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and poor Luana has to deal with this shit all the time, whether we're out of office or in office. There's days I cannot get out of bed.
Girl.
I've been keeping up with my meds, so I've been doing really good. Thank goodness, because we've hit some stressful times as we're like picking up, the pace. And so there's days though where I just want a game. I don't have to stream all the time, but like this will be nice. I can play off the grid in bed now. I can play like anything from Steam. I can play my my Silk Song game. I can play that in bed. So I'm excited. But I'm gonna make a sleek little opening video for it. So never mind, Luana yelled at the chat. But let's expose the hype. But first, let's get to the ad break.
Yes. So we're going to go to our ad break because I think it's important to talk about our
the people powering us.
The people powering us.
The people who are helping us give you guys information throughout the week. Like finally we're finally powered by a few companies, and the first one we're going to announce to you guys is Tradesta. A lot of you already know about it, but let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. So I'm excited. Let's go, Brett.
Why am I on the big screen? Jumbotron.
And just to say, though, this coffee break is actually powered by Tradesta. This is a decentralized pair exchange built on Avalanche, where you can actually trade crypto, RWAs, and commodities with no slippage.
And I just saw a comment, Tradesta is not for the weak. Yes, we did have a podcast a couple weeks ago kind of like explaining how to use the app, how to start out small. So, if you don't know what you're doing, maybe check into that episode. But they do a giveaway for anybody who does a 20x long for the week? $20.
$20 x long with I think it's 20 leverage.
Yes.
So it's $20 on 20 leverage. You do it, and they do drops every single week. And here I'm going to show you a little bit of like how many winners have been happening.
I was one of them. I didn't know what I was doing. Liquidated $20, but I gained 100x on it. So really,
yes. So for example, I think this was 5 hours ago, they dropped 7,500 USDC. The only thing you have to do is 20x leverage on $20 collateral or more. Some choose AVAX, some choose BTC, some choose Sol, and some decided on Pengu. So if you want to participate, what are you choosing? Because this is so cool. A lot of people have been winning.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm super excited. Also, just so you know, if you want to learn more about and win one of the Tradesta merch, actually is here.
Ooh.
I'm just going to tell you.
Just tell them, Luana, how many, first of all, who created this? Luana did. Okay, looks great. 2, how many are there?
There's 5 t-shirts, but only one will go out today. So if you're not participating, basically what you have to do is follow Tradesta. You have to quote retweet that post with a video where you can show off your trading skills, or you can share your favorite Tradesta content or your project highlight. You just have to tag 3 friends in the comments below, and the winners will be choosing tomorrow. Just so you know.
Yes.
Just so you know.
They will be picking out their favorite, and they will quote retweet the winner with the winner banner. So, and I think in the terms and conditions, because I wrote them, it's like 48 hours to reply to the DM if you won. must include your name and address. So if that is something against your standards, just look into the terms. So yeah.
Now
to it.
Now that we know, thank you, Trista, for being part of this amazing build mode. This great partnership with you guys, and really supporting you guys is one of the best things that has happened also to our project, and for have your trust. So we're very thankful, and thank you to every single one of you that continues to support actual projects that are launching, trying to make things different in this ecosystem. So I'm excited. And we can go to segment number 5.
Well, before we get there, somebody asked, is it region bound? It is, but like in certain smaller countries that like United States isn't involved. So if you're in the US, you can. If you're in certain smaller countries, it is, but they do have a terms and conditions on the page that you can check into it. So, okay, let's do it. Segment 5.
Let's do it. Okay, perfect.
Do it.
So, first, okay, so I ask and you answer.
Am I doing all of these? Like we'll just alternate?
Yeah.
Let me ask the first one to you then, because okay. Regulation in one word, friend or foe?
It's a bitch.
That wasn't an option. Okay.
I don't know. I pass. I don't even know if it's a friend or foe.
All right. She said bitch.
Okay.
All right, we got it. All right. Oh wait, it's your turn.
Which is harder? Okay, which is harder? Okay, explaining compliance to crypto Twitter or explaining crypto Twitter to regulators?
Seeing how we are helping a team learn CT Twitter, I'm gonna say explaining CT Twitter to regulators. It is way more than I thought, because we've had years of learning it, and now like conveying it, like
I just imagine you have to explain funky beats to a regulator. Like
they'd be like, he is, but he good. He know what he talking about. You want him in the community. One Avalanche feature you'd bet your bag on.
96% reduced cost on all fees.
She had that one bagged and ready to go.
Yeah. Biggest red flag in a project pitch?
The founder not understanding their own project when they explaining it to you.
So what's your project about? We are building on Avalanche.
I have somebody that's behind all that. But sir.
More stressful, market dumps or a node downtime?
Node downtime. I think because that is a promise of we're going to pay you. It goes down, you're not getting paid, and they don't go back on the cost. So I'm going to say that the markets dump all the time, but they'll come back strong. So going with no downtime. For real. That's true. Regulation lesson from 2023 to 2024 that you think everybody should have learned by now. I will say just that do your taxes. Oh shit, that's a good one. The SEC will be secking. Which leads us to the next one. If SEC was a boss in a video game, what attack would it spam? Oh wait, that's yours for me, isn't it? Yes, of course. Oh my bad. Damn. Thank you. But I can write it again. If the SEC was a boss in a video game, what attack would it spam? The BAM hammer. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, that's him. Okay. Which chain would survive a regulatory audit and which would insta-rug? I'm glad you got that one. That one's freaking hard. Okay, I will say that in terms of damn, that's difficult. That's difficult because to be honest, a regulatory audit will go very well for Base because they actually work correlated with Coinbase. Yeah.
Then you have, well, AVAX, I think they're doing the good job. So I will say that one. And then Solana is a centralized actual blockchain. And actually, Trump is there all the time. So
Which
I
should
mean,
be part of the flag, right? Like, why did he choose that one chain? No hate on salami, guys. Okay.
if builders could pay gas in the snacks, what will you pick? Coffee beans or ramen packs?
I'm choosing Alani Bitches Brew. Okay, that is my jam right now. Tastes like caramel apple, apple.
Carmen Electra. She was gonna say Carmen Electra. She was gonna say Carmen Electra for real.
She's hot.
She is. She is. She is.
This is the silliest question. I didn't write the outline this week, so I'm cracking up. When regulation meme coin, what ticker? It's spelled one, like one.
Oh wow! Can you imagine a regulation meme coin?
It'd be $SEC.
Sick. That what?
SEC.
Yeah, it definitely will be the SEC ticker.
I'm like trying to think of what.
And I'm sure if you actually look for that ticker index screener, you can find a bunch of them.
I'm sure there's like sex sucks. You say sec.
I say. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Back on track. Final segment. Let's talk.
Let's do it.
Where's Avalanche taking this regulatory edge in 2025 and beyond?
I think the RWA school scale like to trillions. We have the ASAP 77's dynamic fees. That means that L1 taxes costs are right now pennies. And I think that's the perfect for, the global reassurance, like, the on-chain pools. I think that more states, for example, like Wyoming, will launch their own, sovereign stable coins on L1s, which is going to be kind of funny because if that's happening, we're going to see even a scaled action into, what's happening with stable coins. And right now we have a stable coin fever. All the L pools that have USDC or USDT are kind of booming. So if you're looking into something that I'm not saying this is financial advice, but maybe look into those pools. And then you also have, the network effects, that this brings, because we have, I think, the Hyper SDK, and we also have the Firewoods DB boosting EVM performance. So I think that the tech in Avalanche is really moving forward into, a new way of scaling projects, especially if they come into that vision, which is, kind of RWAs and stable coins.
And the numbers. So the ETF approvals for Q4 could pull in $5 billion plus into the industry. But the real flex, governments and corps using Avalanche as infra. The US GDP is on chain. So that's the playbook for tax systems voting, all regulated and all sovereign, which I don't know if I'm still on the fence about that topic, but Luana.
I think that this is important to bring into conversations.
Yeah.
Because we are building a different system, and different systems come with cons and pros, and I think that's why it's important to have circle of conversation of what is that we really want to tokenize and what we don't. Because I see everybody is like, oh, tokenize my baby. Like, I mean, everybody wants to tokenize something, but this is really, what Avalanche, I don't think is just surviving, but this type of regulation, I think they're really thriving. But builders have to really look into what is going to come forward, and really see what will work also for the whole world. Is we're right now in a moment of breakthrough where we are seeing these things and we're participants and contributors and advocates of a message. So what message are we really trying to build? Is a big thing now. I don't think people understand that. And we can not only allow companies or blockchains to make these rules. We also have to talk about it and
Yeah.
really think what rules really will work for the world we live on.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree. Yeah, I agree. Big facts. Is it? I swear to God, were you messing with me last week? Is it Luana or Luana?
Luana.
You had me all week. Like, I cannot believe I've been calling her the wrong name for 3 years. I did not sleep. And then Walt was like, I think she's messing with you because I've heard her say, my name's Luana. And I'm like, that is a fact. Like,
Girl.
I struggle with it. He's like, she's such a troll. I love it. I was like, I know. I was like, I so I was like, I'm gonna ask her today. We're getting it in writing. You guys heard it here first. The whole comment section was like,
I
and I was
know.
like, okay, okay.
No, it's okay. Benho has been saying my name pretty. Look,
Okay, good.
look, my name is
Louis.
Luana. Okay,
Louis.
Luana. That's how you say it in Spanish. Luana. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So when you say it in English and you
Like the
do the
United States?
Luana. What?
The United States, you just southern your name. You're like, my name's Luana. I'm like, oh, okay.
Girl, this is a problem because I have like a mix of cultures here. Okay, I talk like with everybody, and now I have like lost part of my identity. Kind of.
I know. We just had a conversation about that too. Like coming here, but I'm really happy though that you live in a state that's like Spanglish. You know, like it's a little bit of
I
both.
know. I mean,
Because
it's
here-
funny. It's funny, but it's so true. And I feel
is
like
true.
a lot of people that, are watching this podcast that you come from other country, you probably want to make it
Yeah.
and you talk in English. And I mean, I remember going through like a conversation with someone telling me like, "Oh, you know what? Like that we were talking in Spanish and then we had to change to English, and that person was not, very fluent in English.
Yeah.
And so, we were talking and she was trying to really explain a point and all this stuff. And I was trying to help. And, she's like, look, I'm not offended, but I'm smart on my language.
I saw this.
And I was
I saw
like,
this.
and I just like, I completely agree with that point, because sometimes
Yes.
you end up in this thing. Yes, that's
Luan
exactly.
and Banjo. No,
It's-
I remember that, and I remember like sitting there and just thinking like, shit, like I don't mean to, but like I'm trying to help you, and then I realized like I'm not helping at all. It's like the opposite. So then hearing that conversation, I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna say anything anymore because I don't want to be like offensive or because
Oh
you are
no,
the smartest person I know.
and I just like and I'm not saying that this is like personal. I feel like a lot of people that
Feel
really
that
try
way.
to like feel that way,
Yeah.
and but we are doing like a lot into coming here and like voice up. And I think a lot of you,
Yeah.
guys, you come also from all type of different countries. And we really try to voice up about what we think. And that's why like it's so important that you continue to really gain knowledge, that you continue to study, you continue to read and really get focused and locked in. So
Yeah.
if you haven't started that yet, maybe this is your sign today
Here's your sign.
to stop being up and locked up in. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. But it's kind of funny is like you said, like I came here and it's Luana. So my real name is Kaylin, right? But I'll hear Kaylin. I'm like, that ain't it.
Luana.
Luana and Kaylin.
Luana and Kylene.
Louine and Banjo. What you know? Anyways,
Oh my
everybody, I go ahead and go give us guys a follow on Twitter if you're on the arena. I'm at Van Whole Vibes. Luana is at Lua Cantu. Let me get rid of this comment real quick and it'll show our handles. And then if you're not already following BUIDLmode, it is in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Go ahead and give us a follow. Drop a review. Did you enjoy today's podcast? Let us know in the section. Find something a little new and different today.
Yes. And also don't forget that the creator program, it's going to be happening this week. I will be actually dropping with Venho the information in a form so you can actually register, and we're super excited. We're super excited. Workshops are coming to BUIDLmode. We're finally going to take this new phase into a different ground, and yeah, we're building. So stay connected.
Where are we dropping this information first?
I think we're gonna drop it on the actual on Twitter. We're gonna put the announcement, but Telegram will have access to the form first. Yeah,
1000%. Also, I see you. I love you. Thank you. We know you loaded, said Tom in a whole other chat. Anyways.
Oh,
the comments are so good. I got my sweet play I need to open today. But I gotta go get groceries. I gotta go take my kids. I'm watching my nieces and nephews. They're dying because they're so quiet right now. They're like trying to turn the TV on surround system. I have to text them, turn it down. Sorry. You're good. But I need to go pay attention to them. So
girl, they love you. They love you. They're gonna be happy.
I know. They want McDonald's, so we're having McDonald's for lunch.
Man, I mean, how many points do you have in that app? I have like thousands of points.
I do too. Let's check real quick. Let's check. You check how many you got, and I'm gonna check how many I got. I feel like I got McDonald's on speed dial at this point.
I love.
Have you been logged out every time you log in? I have to log in, and
but they did something to the app. Ooh, special edition.
That sauce is nasty. I tried it. It tastes like mayo and barbecue, but more so mayo. So, I mean, if you like mayo and barbecue, it is the one for you. I got 5,547 points because I just used them.
I have 19,683 points, people.
Do you forget to use them? I even use
I forget to use them. I get messages of McDonald's saying like, you have 2,000 points you can use right now.
Do you want to buy one, get one free sandwich?
You want to get
breakfast?
I know. I'm like, yes, I want that.
I know.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
All right, let's close her up. Big shout out to everybody here who commented, lurked, shared, reposted, left a comment underneath our post. You guys are amazing. We appreciate you every single day. Thank you for the birthday wishes and the birthday song.
I'm going to put it right here. Look.
Hashtag not sponsored by McDonald's. However, that would be cool.
It says there 21,432 points.
I'll be using mine.
People. So what? I can. You're putting the wrong area.
I was putting the time.
We know, Benho. We know.
I'm tired.
I know you are. I know.
I'm tired.
But that's good. Why are you not spending? I'm spending them, but they keep coming. I don't know.
Ghost Cat, I have your package. I told my kids to put it in my office, but does not follow instructions.
Okay, let's go. Bye, everybody. It was so amazing to have you here with us today. I want to say thank you. Nani, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, he's on Twitch. Dope.
Let's fucking go. Oh, okay.
All right, guys, I gotta go. We're Southern goodbying. A girl after my own heart. All right. Bye. Oh, my mouse isn't working. It's connected to my controller. Yeah.